Hello guys, interested about travels, countries that you can already travel? Well, there are some information about travel from this website, wigo.com. This is a legit website. I sometimes book my flights here through this website. And I will leave the link below this video just in case you got interested and you want to read more about this blog. And I'm just gonna read it and recording it for you guys, for those people who may be interested to listen to my voice and don't want to read. So these are the international countries that reopens its border. So we will start on May 15, Slovenia opens. Yeah, and then on May 16, Pakistan also resumes its domestic flights. And Cambodia also left their entry ban on visitors. So if we are a visitors, we can already go to Cambodia. Next one is Albania. Albania also opens its border since May 21. And then on May 22, Air Canada resumes operating flights to United States and plans for more countries, more destination, other cities of United States. And then on May 22nd, Ukraine already reopens borders with the EU countries, the European Community countries. So that's Ukraine. And then on May 25, India domestic flights resumes, which is, well, people that may be stuck in India, so they can get out of India probably, or going to India. Pakistan also resumes outbound for international flights since May 30 this year, of course. And then on May 31, Saudi Arabia also resumes domestic flights, and Hong Kong on June 1, it should be open by now. Hong Kong reopens its airport to transiting passengers since June 1. Yeah. And Singapore Airlines and Silk Air to increase flights schedules in June and July. Actually, for Singapore Airlines, Silk Air is not still flying from Davao to Singapore or Singapore to Davao. The Singapore Airlines, though, I can see already flights when I book at singaporeairlines.com. You can fly from Manila to Singapore and Singapore to Manila by July. So possible you can book already. But let's go have a look at it quickly. So if you go to singaporeair.com, and if you want to look into the flights, so from, let's say, Manila, so there is no flight from Davao. I'm currently here in Davao, and there's no flight from Davao. So from Manila to Singapore, and let's say you want to depart on 13, and then we will say one way, and done, and then we'll see how it looks. Okay, there is no flight available, but when I was searching it the other day, there was a flight, so probably um, already fully booked. So let's try again for another dates. So we do one way, and let's say we go on 31st of July. Go search. So as you can see here, there is this Manila to Singapore. There is one flight, so that costs 622 US dollars just for one-way ticket back to Singapore. So currently, I am still not booked with my flight. I'm still waiting for not so tight with the quarantine. I don't want to rush myself and putting myself into full flights probably. But I know there will be a social distancing somehow will happen, but I am not rushing now. So let's go back to countries that is already opens its border. So June 1 also, Italy reopens borders for European community. Serbia to open borders on selected countries in June. Probably it's already good by now. There are already more countries they have just started. Poland's flagship airlines to resume domestic flights, so that's June. Korean Air starts international flights already. Uh, Flynas to resume operation early June. Wow. Okay. Singapore to allow transit passengers from June 2. Yes, there is, as I just show you about the Singapore Airlines already have flights from Manila. And then Vietnam Airlines resume domestic flights since June 2. Philippine Airlines to resume limited domestic international flights. Yes, Philippine Airlines travels, but there are some restrictions as well. Some domestic flights here in the Philippines, sometimes it's still there is and sometimes don't have, you know. Cyprus to open airports again on June 9. Malaysian Airlines increases domestic international connectivity. Um, so Jamaica is reopening for tourism on June 15. Germany to lift travel warnings to most European countries from June 15. Lufthansa to resume flights to 20 destinations from mid-June. So Austrian Airlines plans to end flight suspension on June 15. Probably it's already lifted by now. Austria, the Czech Republic, Germany, Hungary, and Slovakia could open their borders to each other as of mid-June. Georgia opens up for domestic tourism from June 15. Iceland to open to tourism again on June 15. Brazil's airlines to resume operation round trips to 59 destinations in Europe, Africa, and US starting 15 June 2020. France to lift border controls for EU travelers on June 15. Well, as me, when I go to France, when I have a visa, Schengen visa in Austria, I can travel within the Schengen countries, like European countries. I don't need to have permission to enter too, but I think this time France was closed for EU travelers, but now they are back. So June 15, that's already this time of recording is July. Greece, ready to open for tourism. And Switzerland to open EU borders from June 15. So, USS, its airline can resume limited flights to China. Turkish Airlines to start flights to Europe on June 18. Wow. Spain to reopen borders on June 21. And St. Barth to reopen for tourism on June 22. Morocco to resume domestic flights starting June 25. Tunisia plans to reopen borders to tourism on June 27. Denmark to reopen for majority of European countries. Vietnam plans to resume flights to some virus-free countries. The Maldives plans to reopen to tourism in July. And Emirates to expand passengers destination network to 48 cities. Dominican Republic to reopen for tourism on July 1. Lebanon to reopen Beirut International Airport from July 1. Bermuda to reopen to air travelers on July 1. Egypt Air to resume flights to over 29 destinations starting July 1. American Airlines will book flights at full capacity starting July 1. EU to reopen for tourists from 14 countries tentative. These 14 countries, guys, listed here is Algeria, Australia, Canada, Georgia, Japan, Montenegro, Morocco, New Zealand, Rwanda, Serbia, South Korea, Thailand, Tunisia, and Uruguay. Um, well, probably for people only going back to Europe. Uh, we'll see. So, July 1st, Egypt to reopen all airports on July. Aruba is reopening for tourism in July 1. Bahamas to resume commercial travel by July 1st. Qantas Airways Limited could restart 40 to 50% of domestic capacity in July if states relax border controls. July 1st, Turkey reopens. To reopens all tourism facilities as of July. And Malta to reopen its airport on July 1. July 1 as well, Georgia aims to open international tourism. Thailand reopens international flights, but only some tourists can visit. Okay, so we'll see. Medical tourists, overseas students, and foreigners working in Thailand will be allowed into the country from July 1st. Okay. So, Etihad Airways to operates flights to over 40 destinations in July. Fly Dubai resumes flight schedules and opens for sale. Morocco prepares to reopen borders on July 11. Barbados to reopening to tourism on July 12. Russia plans to resume international flights July 15. France Polynesia to welcome tourists again in July 15. Virgin Atlantic set to resume passengers flight to US and Asia starting July 20. Turks and Caicos to reopen for tourism July 22. August 1, Kenya to resume international flights from August 1. Rwanda to reopen airports on August 1. EasyJet to resume flights to hundreds of destinations. That's good news. Israel to reopen in August, but only to these travelers. Who are these travelers? Israel is preparing to welcome back tourists arriving from Greece on August 1. Okay. Kuwait to resume commercial flights in August. Thailand plans to reopen 5 islands to foreign tourists by August. Okay. August 1, Sri Lanka to reopen some tourism in August with restrictions. Well, what is the restrictions like? Sri Lanka plans to reopen its tourism sector on August 1 by allowing only small groups of visitors to begin with. Tourism official said on Sunday. Source. Okay. So, Belize to reopen on August 15 with detailed plan from arrival to departure. Cuba will allow tourism in late August, but Havana will be off limits. Wow. Despite the rest of the Caribbean reopening in June and July for tourism, Cuba is taking its time first allowing Cubans to travel domestically at the end of this month before welcoming international tourism in phase 2. Okay, you guys. So that's it. August 30, there are so many. By August, there should be more um, flights available, and will update you from time to time about travel. And this is Elvie Links. I will be leaving the link below on the description below of this video for you guys to read further. Thank you and see you for the next video.